Welcome to this episode of our podcast, where we dive into a topic that resonates with all of us at some point in our lives: finding happiness in the everyday moments. In a world that often feels like it's moving too fast, where our days are filled with deadlines, obligations, and distractions, it's easy to overlook the small, quiet moments that actually hold the potential for real joy. We live in a culture that constantly pushes us to chase after big dreams, bigger goals, and grand successes. While ambition is important and striving for growth is natural, sometimes this mindset can leave us feeling empty or constantly unsatisfied, as if happiness is always just a few steps ahead of us, just out of reach. But what if the key to happiness isn't found in the big events or once-in-a-lifetime milestones? What if true contentment lives in the ordinary? A warm cup of tea on a cold morning, a smile from a stranger, the laughter of a loved one, the sound of birds singing outside your window, or simply taking a few deep breaths during a busy day. These seemingly insignificant moments can be powerful sources of peace and fulfillment when we choose to notice them. This episode is all about shifting our perspective and learning how to appreciate life as it unfolds, moment by moment, rather than waiting for something extraordinary to make us feel alive. We'll explore why we often miss out on these everyday moments of happiness, how we can become more mindful of them, and simple habits you can develop to help bring more joy and gratitude into your daily life. Whether you're listening to this while commuting, doing chores, or just relaxing, I invite you to slow down with me, take a breath, and reflect on the beauty that already surrounds you. Happiness might not be something we have to search far and wide to find. It might be right here, in the little things, just waiting for us to notice. Let's begin by exploring what happiness really means, not just the surface-level definition we often hear, but a deeper, more personal understanding of it. When we think of happiness, we often imagine a big smile, laughter, exciting moments, or major achievements. Many people associate happiness with specific milestones like getting a dream job, buying a house, falling in love, or going on a perfect vacation. We grow up believing that happiness is something we have to chase, something that exists in the future, waiting for us after we've accomplished something big. But this way of thinking can be misleading. Because what happens when we achieve the thing we've been chasing, and the happiness we expected doesn't last? What happens when that joy fades after a few days, or when we feel empty again despite having what we thought we wanted? The truth is, happiness is not a destination. It's not a reward we earn after hard work or a moment we arrive at after years of striving. Happiness is a way of being. It's a feeling that exists within us, often quietly, in the background of our lives. It can be found in a moment of silence, in the feeling of sun on your skin, in the first sip of coffee in the morning, or in the comfort of your bed at night. It's in the small things we overlook, the ordinary moments we rush past without noticing. True happiness is also deeply connected to self-acceptance. It grows when we stop comparing ourselves to others, when we stop telling ourselves that we're not enough or that we need to be more, do more, or have more. It comes when we allow ourselves to slow down, breathe, and just be. It doesn't mean life is perfect or that we never feel sad or stressed. It means that, even in the middle of life's chaos, we can find tiny pockets of peace, beauty, and gratitude. So when we ask, what is happiness, we're really asking, what makes life feel meaningful to me? What brings me a sense of calm, joy, or connection on an ordinary day? Once we start noticing those things, we begin to realize that happiness is already present. It was never something far away. It was in the everyday moments, just waiting for us to pay attention. Now let's talk about the myth that big events are the true source of lasting happiness. We've all been taught, directly or indirectly, to believe that happiness lies somewhere in the future, that we'll finally be happy when something big happens. When we graduate. When we get our dream job. When we fall in love. When we buy that car, that house, or take that perfect vacation. This idea is deeply rooted in our culture. We're constantly shown images of success, luxury, and adventure, as if those are the ultimate goals in life. And it's not wrong to dream big or work hard towards something meaningful. The problem is when we rely solely on these big events to bring us joy. What often happens is this: We set a goal, we work hard to reach it, and when we finally do, there's a burst of excitement. We feel proud, thrilled, maybe even euphoric. But then what? After a few days, or even a few hours, that high fades. The achievement becomes part of our past, and we start looking for the next big thing. It's like climbing a mountain, reaching the top, and then immediately scanning the horizon for a taller one. It becomes a cycle, always chasing, never arriving. This doesn't mean that accomplishments are meaningless. On the contrary, reaching a goal can be incredibly rewarding. But the happiness we feel in those moments isn't permanent because life keeps moving. That's why it's so important to find joy in the journey, not just in the destination. Think about how much of life is made up of daily routines: waking up, eating meals, going to work or school, doing chores, having conversations. These are not the headline moments of our life, but they are the ones that fill most of our time. If we can't find happiness in the ordinary, we'll spend most of our lives waiting for the extraordinary. The truth is, real and lasting happiness often comes from things that don't seem dramatic at all. It's found in the way you feel when you laugh with a friend, when you finish something you've been putting off, when you take a moment to look at the sky. It's the peace you feel when your room is clean, when your favorite song plays, when you're sitting quietly and your mind isn't racing. These moments might not be Instagram-worthy, but they are the ones that build a deeply fulfilling life. So yes, celebrate the big wins, dream big, and go after the life you want. But don't forget to pause and appreciate what's already here. Because happiness isn't just waiting for you at the finish line. It's walking beside you every day, disguised as the little things. Let's talk about gratitude, and how powerful it can be in helping us find happiness in everyday moments. Gratitude is more than just saying, thank you, when someone does something nice for you. It's a mindset, a way of seeing the world through a lens of appreciation rather than lack. And it's one of the simplest yet most life-changing habits we can develop. The amazing thing about gratitude is that it doesn't require anything external to happen. You don't need to have a perfect life, or a lot of money, or even a good day to feel grateful. You just need to shift your focus and begin noticing what's already here. Think about how easy it is to focus on what's going wrong, on the things we wish we had, on the parts of our lives that feel incomplete. This habit of focusing on what's missing keeps us stuck in a state of dissatisfaction. But when we choose to look at what's going right, even in a small way, everything begins to change. Gratitude isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about saying, even though things aren't perfect, I still have so much to be thankful for. You might wake up feeling tired, but you can still be grateful for the comfort of your bed or the fact that you woke up at all. Maybe your day is stressful, but you can still appreciate the moment of silence you find during your lunch break or the sound of birds outside your window. These things might seem small, almost too simple to matter, but they're not. When you begin to notice and name the good things in your life, you train your brain to look for more. Over time, this rewires the way you think, and you start to find joy in places you never noticed before. Gratitude can also help us slow down. In a world that's always pushing us to want more, to do more, and to be more, gratitude reminds us that what we have, right here, right now, is enough. It creates a sense of contentment. And from that contentment, happiness naturally grows. It's not a loud, dramatic happiness, it's a quiet, steady one. It's the kind of happiness that stays with you through ups and downs because it's rooted in awareness and appreciation. So try this: at the end of your day, think of 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big. In fact, the smaller, the better. A smile from someone. A warm meal. A moment of laughter. Over time, this simple practice will shift the way you experience life. You'll start to realize that happiness was never far away. It was just hidden in the things you already had but hadn't taken the time to see. Let's talk about the importance of connecting with nature and how it helps us find happiness in the simplest ways. Nature is one of the most powerful, yet often overlooked, sources of peace, clarity, and quiet joy. Think about how it feels to stand outside and feel the sun warming your skin, or to listen to the sound of waves crashing against the shore, or even just to hear birds singing in the morning. These moments often stop us in our tracks, not because they are dramatic, but because they feel real, grounding, and timeless. They remind us that we are part of something bigger, something steady and alive. In our modern lives, We're often surrounded by noise, digital noise, emotional noise, mental clutter. We live in buildings, travel in cars or buses, stare at screens, and get caught up in 1,000 distractions. But when we step into nature, even briefly, it has this quiet way of pulling us back to the present moment. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in a big park, walking under trees, watching clouds drift across the sky, or simply opening your window to feel the wind. Nature invites us to slow down, to breathe, to pay attention. Spending time in nature helps to calm the nervous system. Studies have shown that just being around greenery or natural landscapes reduces stress and anxiety. But even without science, we can feel it. There's a natural rhythm in the outdoors that our bodies recognize, and it brings a sense of balance that many of us don't even realize we're missing until we experience it. Nature also teaches us subtle lessons about life. Watching a plant grow slowly reminds us that growth doesn't happen overnight. Seeing how seasons change shows us that everything has its time, periods of bloom, rest, shedding, and renewal. These quiet teachings, taken in not through books or lectures but through experience, have a way of settling deep in our hearts and helping us see our own lives with more patience and perspective. You don't need to travel far to feel the benefits of nature. Even in a city, there are little pockets, gardens, potted plants, a walk in the early morning light. You can look at the sky, feel the rain, listen to the wind. These small, ordinary interactions with the natural world are available to us every day, and each one holds the potential to lift our mood, soothe our mind, and remind us of the quiet joy that exists outside our busy thoughts. In a world that often feels rushed, loud, and disconnected, nature offers us something precious: stillness, simplicity, and the gentle reminder that happiness doesn't need to be created. Sometimes, it's just waiting outside, in the rustle of leaves or the sound of your footsteps on the earth. Let's explore the transformative power of small acts of kindness, how helping others, even in the smallest ways, can bring us deep happiness. We often think that happiness comes from receiving, getting what we want, achieving our goals, or receiving praise. But in reality, some of the deepest, most lasting happiness comes from giving. And it doesn't have to be grand or expensive. Simple gestures of kindness can create ripples that reach much farther than we realize, and in the process, they can brighten our own hearts in ways we didn't expect. It's easy to overlook the small ways we can make someone's day better. Holding the door open for a stranger, giving someone a compliment, sending a quick message to check on a friend, or even just smiling at someone you pass on the street. These small acts may seem insignificant, but they have an incredible impact. They create a sense of connection, remind people that they matter, and in turn, they create a sense of warmth and satisfaction within ourselves. When we help others, we feel a sense of purpose and meaning that directly feeds into our own happiness. There's also something deeply rewarding about being kind without expecting anything in return. The joy that comes from simply giving, whether it's your time, your attention, or your compassion, is unique. It's not transactional. It's not about getting something back. It's about offering a moment of kindness and knowing that it can make a difference in someone's life, even if that difference is small. And more often than not, the energy we put out into the world comes back to us, sometimes in ways we never imagined. By making kindness a part of our daily lives, we start to build an inner sense of joy that doesn't depend on external circumstances. Acts of kindness also encourage a sense of community and belonging. In a world that sometimes feels fragmented, these small connections help bridge the gap between people, fostering a sense of unity. When we help others, we're reminded that we're all in this together, that we share in the human experience. This connection can be deeply fulfilling, as it reminds us of our shared humanity and the good that still exists in the world. When we're kind to others, we also become kinder to ourselves. The more we practice giving, the more we realize that we are capable of making the world a better place, even in tiny ways. We start to appreciate our ability to contribute positively to the lives of others, which builds our own self-esteem and happiness. It's not about doing something huge every day. It's about seeing the opportunities for kindness in the small moments and taking them. And when you start to notice how much happiness these simple acts bring, you begin to realize that kindness is a key ingredient in creating a happier, more fulfilling life. 7. Let's dive into the importance of self-compassion and how being kind to ourselves can lead to a greater sense of happiness. We are often our own harshest critics, holding ourselves to impossible standards and constantly focusing on our flaws or mistakes. Whether it's about our appearance, our abilities, or the choices we've made, we tend to judge ourselves much more severely than we would anyone else. But what if we treated ourselves with the same kindness, patience, and understanding that we offer to others? This shift in mindset is not only transformative for our mental and emotional well-being, but it also plays a critical role in fostering long-lasting happiness. Self-compassion is about embracing ourselves with warmth, rather than judgment. It's about accepting our imperfections and acknowledging that we are worthy of care and kindness, even when we don't feel at our best. We often think that in order to improve ourselves or reach our goals, we need to be hard on ourselves, push through our mistakes, and strive for perfection. But the reality is that self-criticism can hold us back. It feeds anxiety, stress, and feelings of inadequacy, which can prevent us from moving forward with confidence. When we practice self-compassion, we let go of the harsh inner dialogue that drags us down and instead create space for growth and self-acceptance. Being kind to ourselves isn't about being complacent or excusing our mistakes, it's about acknowledging that we're human. It's about saying, I made a mistake, but that doesn't define who I am. I can learn from this and move forward. Instead of getting caught in a cycle of self-blame or shame, self-compassion allows us to see ourselves with understanding and love. We recognize that we're not perfect, and that's okay. In fact, our imperfections make us more real, more connected to others, and more capable of showing empathy. When we show ourselves compassion, we also create a healthier relationship with our emotions. Instead of pushing away feelings of sadness, anger, or frustration, we allow ourselves to feel them fully, knowing that they don't make us weak or unworthy. We learn to sit with difficult emotions and treat them with the same care we'd offer to a friend in need. This approach not only helps us handle life's challenges with more resilience, but it also brings a sense of inner peace that feeds our overall happiness. Self-compassion also encourages self-care. When we treat ourselves kindly, we're more likely to take the time to nourish our bodies, minds, and spirits. We give ourselves permission to rest, to say no when we need to, and to pursue activities that bring us joy and fulfillment. Rather than feeling guilty for taking time for ourselves, we understand that it's essential for our well-being and that it helps us show up as our best selves in the world. Ultimately, self-compassion allows us to live in alignment with our true selves, without the constant pressure of perfection. It's a foundation for happiness because it creates a positive, supportive relationship with ourselves, and that relationship is the most important one we'll ever have. When we are kind to ourselves, we unlock a deeper, more lasting sense of peace and joy that comes from within. Let's explore the idea of embracing imperfection and how accepting our flaws can lead to a more joyful, fulfilling life. In a world that often celebrates perfection, whether it's flawless appearances, polished achievements, or seamless social media posts, there's an overwhelming pressure to be perfect. We're led to believe that happiness comes from being flawless, and anything less than that is somehow inadequate. But the truth is, perfection is not only unattainable, it's also unnecessary for a happy life. In fact, embracing imperfection can actually bring us more peace, authenticity, and happiness. Think about the things that make you unique, the quirks, the mistakes, the things you've learned from over time. These imperfections are a part of who you are, and rather than trying to hide them or change them, what if you could accept them and even celebrate them? It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that our imperfections are something to be ashamed of, but in reality, they are what make us human, relatable, and real. When we embrace our flaws, we stop chasing an impossible standard and start living a life that feels more genuine and aligned with who we truly are. Perfectionism often leads to dissatisfaction because we're always striving for something that's out of reach. No matter how much we achieve, how much we improve, or how much we change, there's always something more to be done, something else to be fixed. This mindset creates a cycle of never feeling good enough and constantly feeling inadequate. But when we choose to embrace imperfection, we free ourselves from this cycle. We begin to see that our worth isn't determined by how perfect we are, but by how authentically we show up in the world, flaws and all. The beauty of imperfection is that it opens up space for growth. When we acknowledge our weaknesses, we give ourselves the opportunity to learn, adapt, and improve, not because we're broken or need fixing, but because we're always evolving. Embracing imperfection encourages us to be kinder to ourselves during tough times, to accept our mistakes as part of the process, and to celebrate the progress we've made instead of obsessing over what still needs to be done. Moreover, imperfection connects us with others in meaningful ways. When we let go of the need to be perfect, we allow others to see us as we truly are, vulnerable, imperfect, and real. This authenticity creates deeper connections, because others can relate to us more easily. It's often our imperfections that allow us to build empathy and compassion for others. When we stop hiding behind a facade of perfection, we invite more genuine relationships and experiences into our lives. Living with the acceptance of imperfection also encourages us to let go of comparisons. We live in a world where comparing ourselves to others is easy, especially with the constant stream of curated, idealized images we see on social media. But when we embrace imperfection, we stop measuring our worth against others. We begin to appreciate our own journey and see the value in our own unique path. We realize that everyone has their own struggles, their own challenges, and their own flaws, and that it's these things that make us interesting and beautiful in our own way. Ultimately, embracing imperfection leads to a life of more freedom, more self-love, and more happiness. It's about accepting yourself exactly as you are, flaws and all, and understanding that those imperfections are not barriers to happiness. They are part of what makes life rich, real, and worth living. So, rather than striving for unattainable perfection, choose to embrace your imperfections and find joy in the beautiful mess of being human. Let's explore the power of laughter and humor, and how these elements can bring immense joy and lightness to our lives. Laughter is one of the simplest, yet most profound, ways to experience happiness. It has the unique ability to instantly shift our mood, lighten our burdens, and connect us to the present moment. In a world that can sometimes feel heavy or overwhelming, finding humor and allowing ourselves to laugh, even when things aren't perfect, is a powerful tool for resilience and well-being. Laughter is often described as the best medicine, and there's good reason for that. When we laugh, our bodies release endorphins, the feel-good chemicals that naturally improve our mood. Laughter also reduces stress by lowering levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. It's a natural tension reliever and a quick way to feel more at ease, no matter what's happening in your life. Even a good belly laugh with friends, or watching a funny video, can instantly change the way we feel. Humor has the ability to create connection between people. When we share a laugh, we bond with others in a way that words alone can't always achieve. Humor brings us together because it's universal. It transcends language, age, culture, and background. It creates a sense of belonging and reminds us that, no matter how different we are, we all have the ability to find joy in the same things. Whether it's laughing over a silly mistake or sharing an inside joke, these moments of connection help us build stronger, more meaningful relationships. There's also a deep wisdom in humor. Sometimes, the ability to laugh at ourselves or at life's challenges can provide a sense of perspective. When we take ourselves too seriously, we become overly attached to our problems and stresses. But when we step back and laugh at the absurdity of a situation, without belittling our experiences, we allow ourselves to let go of some of that tension. Humor helps us see things in a new light, often offering a gentle reminder not to sweat the small stuff or to take life too seriously. Incorporating laughter and humor into our daily lives also encourages a more playful, lighthearted approach to life. It reminds us that not everything has to be about work, responsibility, or perfection. Sometimes, it's okay to be a little silly, to play, to be carefree. Life doesn't always have to be so serious, and laughter allows us to remember that it's okay to have fun and enjoy the moment. Finding humor in the everyday, the funny things that happen in our daily routines or the quirks of the people around us, can create a sense of joy and appreciation for the small, often overlooked moments that make life interesting. Even in difficult times, laughter can serve as a powerful coping mechanism. It doesn't erase the challenges, but it helps to provide relief and a sense of hope. It creates space for us to find lightness even in the darkest of moments, reminding us that, even when things are tough, there's always room for a little joy. So, make space for humor in your life. Watch a funny movie, share jokes with friends, embrace your own sense of humor, and don't be afraid to laugh at yourself. The more we allow ourselves to laugh, the more we invite happiness into our lives, one chuckle at a time. Now, let's discuss the importance of gratitude and how practicing it daily can lead to a more fulfilled and joyful life. Gratitude has an incredible power to shift our perspective and transform the way we experience life. In a world where we are often focused on what we don't have or what we're missing, practicing gratitude encourages us to look at what we already have and appreciate the abundance that surrounds us. It's a simple yet profound practice that can shift our mindset from scarcity to abundance and, in doing so, increase our overall happiness. At its core, gratitude is about noticing and appreciating the good things in our lives. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life and overlook the small blessings we encounter every day. Whether it's a warm cup of coffee in the morning, a kind word from a friend, or a beautiful sunset, these moments of joy can easily go unnoticed if we're not paying attention. But when we consciously take the time to appreciate them, we invite more positivity into our lives. The practice of gratitude not only helps us focus on the positive but also trains our brain to notice the good more often. Research has shown that people who regularly practice gratitude experience a higher level of happiness, improved mental health, and stronger relationships. By simply taking a few moments each day to reflect on what we're grateful for, we rewire our brains to recognize and appreciate the positive aspects of our lives. Over time, this shift in perspective can lead to a more consistent sense of contentment and joy. Gratitude also helps us appreciate the present moment. In a world where we're always looking ahead, thinking about future goals, achievements, and what's next, it can be easy to forget the beauty of the present. Gratitude pulls us into the now, reminding us that there is so much to be thankful for in the present, even amidst challenges or uncertainty. When we take a moment to pause and express gratitude, we ground ourselves in the reality of what we have right now, rather than constantly longing for what we don't have. One of the most powerful aspects of gratitude is its ability to improve our relationships. When we express appreciation for others, whether it's thanking a friend for their support, recognizing a colleague's hard work, or simply telling a loved one how much they mean to us, we strengthen the bonds we share with them. Gratitude fosters a sense of connection, making people feel valued and seen. It's a small act that can make a huge difference in the quality of our relationships and, in turn, enhance our happiness. Another beautiful thing about gratitude is that it doesn't have to be reserved for only the big moments or accomplishments. It's the everyday, seemingly insignificant things that can bring us the most joy when we learn to appreciate them. The simple act of taking a deep breath, feeling the warmth of the sun on your face, or enjoying a quiet moment of solitude can all be sources of gratitude. These small moments are often where true happiness resides, when we are present and thankful for the life we have in this moment. Incorporating gratitude into your daily routine doesn't require much time or effort. You can start by keeping a gratitude journal, where you write down a few things you're grateful for each day, or simply take a moment before bed to reflect on what went well that day. You might even share your gratitude with others, telling them what you appreciate about them. No matter how you practice it, the key is consistency. The more regularly you practice gratitude, the more you'll begin to notice the many blessings in your life, and the more natural it will become to focus on the positive. Gratitude is a powerful tool for creating happiness because it shifts our focus from what's missing to what's present. It reminds us that joy is not just about grand achievements or perfect circumstances, but about finding beauty and appreciation in the everyday. When we practice gratitude, we train ourselves to see the good, to be content with what we have, and to cultivate a deep sense of fulfillment that comes from within. Let's discuss the importance of setting boundaries and how they contribute to our happiness and well-being. Setting boundaries is often seen as a form of self-care, yet it's something that many of us struggle with. Whether it's in our personal relationships, at work, or even in our social lives, we can sometimes feel guilty for saying no or putting our own needs first. But the truth is, boundaries are essential for maintaining our mental, emotional, and physical health. When we learn to set healthy boundaries, we create the space we need to nurture ourselves and our happiness. At its core, setting boundaries is about knowing and respecting our limits. It's about recognizing what we can and cannot handle, and being willing to communicate those limits to others. Boundaries allow us to protect our time, energy, and resources, and they help ensure that we're not overextending ourselves to the point of exhaustion. Without boundaries, we can easily find ourselves burned out, resentful, and overwhelmed because we're constantly saying yes to things that drain us, often at the expense of our own well-being. One of the most important benefits of setting boundaries is that it allows us to prioritize our own needs. It's easy to fall into the trap of constantly pleasing others or putting their needs ahead of our own, but this can lead to feelings of resentment, burnout, and frustration. When we set clear boundaries, we're saying, "I value myself and my time enough to take care of my own needs first." This doesn't mean we're being selfish, it means we're recognizing that in order to show up for others in a meaningful way, we need to take care of ourselves first. Setting boundaries also helps us create healthier, more balanced relationships. When we don't set boundaries, we may end up feeling taken advantage of or unappreciated, especially if we're constantly putting others' needs ahead of our own. But when we communicate our limits clearly and assertively, we invite others to respect our needs and expectations. This leads to relationships built on mutual respect, understanding, and support. People who respect our boundaries are more likely to offer us the same in return, leading to more harmonious and fulfilling connections. Boundaries are not just about saying no, they're also about saying yes to what matters most. By setting limits on things that drain us or take up unnecessary time, we create more space in our lives for the things that bring us joy, purpose, and fulfillment. Whether it's spending quality time with loved ones, pursuing a passion, or simply taking time to rest, boundaries help us align our actions with our values and priorities. This alignment contributes to a deeper sense of happiness because we're no longer spread too thin or pulled in too many directions. It's important to note that setting boundaries is a skill that requires practice. It can feel uncomfortable at first, especially if we're used to being people pleasers or avoiding conflict. But the more we practice setting boundaries, the more confident we become in asserting our needs and respecting our limits. It's also crucial to recognize that boundaries can change over time. What worked for us at one point may no longer serve us, and that's okay. Boundaries are flexible, and they can be adjusted as our needs and circumstances evolve. Another aspect of setting boundaries is being mindful of how we enforce them. It's not just about communicating our limits, it's also about holding ourselves accountable for maintaining them. This means not only saying no when we need to but also following through on our commitments to ourselves. By doing so, we show ourselves that we're worthy of respect and care, which reinforces our sense of self-worth and happiness. Ultimately, setting boundaries is a form of self-respect. It's an essential practice for protecting our happiness and well-being in a world that constantly demands more of us. By learning to say no, prioritizing our own needs, and creating space for what truly matters, we pave the way for a more balanced, peaceful, and joyful life. Boundaries are not walls that isolate us, they are the healthy limits that allow us to thrive, grow, and maintain our inner peace. Let's delve into the power of mindfulness and how cultivating a present-focused mindset can enhance our sense of happiness. In a world filled with distractions, constant demands, and a perpetual sense of urgency, it's easy to become overwhelmed and disconnected from the present moment. We often find ourselves either dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, and in doing so, we miss out on the beauty and joy of the present. Mindfulness offers a powerful antidote to this by helping us reconnect with the present moment, fostering a deeper sense of peace, and ultimately boosting our happiness. Mindfulness is the practice of paying full attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about being fully engaged in what you're doing, whether it's eating a meal, taking a walk, or simply having a conversation. Instead of letting your mind wander to past regrets or future anxieties, mindfulness encourages you to focus on what's happening right now, accepting it as it is without trying to change or control it. This simple shift in awareness can have a profound impact on how we experience life and the level of happiness we feel. One of the key benefits of mindfulness is its ability to reduce stress and anxiety. When we're constantly thinking about the past or the future, our minds become cluttered with worries, fears, and uncertainties. This mental chatter creates tension and makes it difficult to relax or find peace. But when we practice mindfulness, we train our minds to let go of this constant noise and focus on the present. This not only helps us feel calmer but also reduces the physical effects of stress, such as increased heart rate and muscle tension. Mindfulness also allows us to appreciate life more fully. When we're caught up in the busyness of life, we can easily overlook the small moments that bring us joy. A warm cup of tea, the laughter of a loved one, or the feeling of the sun on our skin, these are the simple pleasures that make life worth living. But when we're not fully present, we miss these moments altogether. Mindfulness helps us slow down and savor these experiences, making us more grateful for the little things that often go unnoticed. Another powerful aspect of mindfulness is its ability to improve our emotional well-being. By becoming more aware of our thoughts and feelings, we can gain greater insight into what drives our emotions. This awareness allows us to respond to our emotions with more clarity and compassion, rather than reacting impulsively or getting caught in negative thought patterns. Instead of being overwhelmed by difficult emotions, mindfulness helps us observe them with curiosity and acceptance, which in turn helps us navigate challenges with greater ease and resilience. In addition, mindfulness can improve our relationships. When we are truly present with others, we listen more deeply, respond with empathy, and create stronger connections. How often do we find ourselves distracted when talking to someone, checking our phones, thinking about something else, or just waiting for our turn to speak? This disconnection can lead to misunderstandings and missed opportunities for meaningful connection. But when we practice mindfulness in our interactions, we show up with our full attention, making others feel valued and heard. This deepens our relationships and brings more harmony and joy into our lives. Mindfulness doesn't require hours of meditation or complex practices. It's something that can be incorporated into everyday life. You can practice mindfulness while washing the dishes, walking to work, or even in the middle of a conversation. It's about bringing your full attention to whatever you're doing, noticing the sensations, sounds, and feelings involved, and accepting them without judgment. Over time, this simple practice can create a profound shift in how you experience the world, bringing a greater sense of calm, joy, and contentment. Ultimately, mindfulness is about living life with greater awareness and presence. It teaches us to slow down, savor the moment, and appreciate the beauty that exists right now, rather than constantly chasing after the next thing. When we embrace mindfulness, we open ourselves to a deeper connection with ourselves, with others, and with the world around us. This connection is the foundation for lasting happiness, as it allows us to fully engage with life as it unfolds, with all its ups and downs, joys and challenges. Let's explore the role of nature in cultivating happiness. In our fast-paced, technology-driven world, we often forget the deep, restorative power that nature holds. Whether it's the sound of waves crashing on the shore, the sight of trees swaying in the wind, or the smell of fresh flowers in bloom, nature has an undeniable ability to make us feel grounded, peaceful, and connected to something bigger than ourselves. The simple act of spending time in nature can significantly boost our mood, reduce stress, and enhance our overall well-being. One of the most immediate benefits of being in nature is the sense of calm it provides. Studies have shown that spending time outdoors, especially in green spaces like parks or forests, can lower stress levels and decrease the production of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. The natural world has a soothing effect on our nervous system, allowing us to relax and recharge. It's as if nature has a way of reminding us to slow down and breathe deeply, helping us to disconnect from the hustle and bustle of modern life and return to a more peaceful state of mind. Nature also helps us feel more connected to the world around us. In our daily lives, it's easy to feel isolated or disconnected, especially as we spend much of our time indoors or behind screens. But when we step outside and immerse ourselves in nature, we are reminded that we are part of a larger, interconnected ecosystem. The beauty of nature encourages mindfulness and presence, as we take in the sights, sounds, and smells of the world around us. This connection to nature not only boosts our mood but also fosters a sense of belonging and purpose. Spending time outdoors can also have a positive impact on our mental health. Research has shown that exposure to nature can reduce symptoms of anxiety, depression, and even attention disorders. Nature provides a quiet space for reflection and rejuvenation, allowing our minds to rest and reset. It offers us the chance to step away from our daily worries and gain perspective on what truly matters. In nature, we often experience a sense of awe and wonder, which can shift our mindset and help us feel more grateful for the present moment. In addition to its mental health benefits, nature encourages physical activity, which in turn boosts happiness. Whether we're hiking, walking, cycling, or simply taking a leisurely stroll, being active outdoors has numerous positive effects on our physical health, including improved cardiovascular health, increased energy levels, and better sleep. Physical activity releases endorphins, the feel-good hormones that help reduce pain and create a sense of happiness. Nature provides an ideal environment for movement, where we can enjoy the benefits of exercise while being surrounded by the beauty of the natural world. Nature also provides opportunities for reflection and mindfulness. When we are in a natural setting, it's easier to quiet our minds and focus on the present moment. The gentle sounds of birds singing, the rustle of leaves in the wind, or the rhythm of a stream flowing can all serve as reminders to slow down and appreciate the world around us. These moments of mindfulness help us reconnect with ourselves and our surroundings, fostering a deeper sense of peace and contentment. Spending time in nature doesn't require a grand adventure or a trip to a distant wilderness. Even small moments spent outdoors, whether it's sitting in a park, walking through a garden, or simply enjoying the view from your window, can make a big difference in your mood and well-being. Nature is accessible to everyone, no matter where you live or how much time you have. The key is to make an effort to spend more time outdoors, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. Additionally, nature offers a wonderful opportunity to practice gratitude. As we take in the beauty of the natural world, we are reminded of the simple yet profound things that we often overlook. The colors of the sky at sunset, the way a flower blooms, or the majesty of a mountain range, these are all reminders of the wonders of life that exist around us. Nature encourages us to be present, to appreciate the small things, and to recognize the blessings in our lives. Incorporating more time in nature into your daily routine can be a simple yet powerful way to enhance your happiness. Whether it's through a morning walk, a weekend hike, or just sitting outside for a few minutes, nature offers an endless source of joy, peace, and connection. By spending more time outdoors, we can nurture our physical, mental, and emotional health, bringing greater balance and happiness into our lives. Nature is a reminder that sometimes the most fulfilling experiences are the simplest ones, those that remind us of the beauty and peace that already exist in the world around us. Now, let's dive into the importance of pursuing passions and hobbies as a way to foster happiness. In our busy lives, it's easy to get caught up in the demands of work, school, and daily responsibilities. We often put our own interests and passions on the back burner in favor of more practical concerns. But the truth is, engaging in activities that we love, whether it's painting, gardening, playing an instrument, or writing, can have a profound impact on our happiness and overall well-being. These activities provide us with a sense of fulfillment, purpose, and joy that we might not get from other areas of our lives. When we pursue our passions, we tap into a source of intrinsic motivation. This means that we're not doing it for external rewards like money, recognition, or validation, but because we genuinely enjoy the activity and find it meaningful. This type of motivation is more sustainable and fulfilling because it comes from within. It's a way to reconnect with ourselves and what makes us feel alive. Whether it's a creative pursuit or a physical activity, passions allow us to express ourselves, challenge ourselves, and experience a sense of accomplishment that boosts our self-esteem. Engaging in hobbies and passions also offers an important break from the pressures of daily life. In a world that often demands constant productivity and achievement, it's easy to become burnt out and disconnected from our inner selves. But when we carve out time for activities that we love, we allow ourselves to step away from stress and focus on something that brings us joy. This time for relaxation and creativity is essential for recharging our mental, emotional, and physical energy. It helps us to reset, clear our minds, and come back to our daily tasks with a fresh perspective. One of the greatest benefits of pursuing hobbies is the sense of flow they can bring. Flow is a state of deep immersion in an activity, where we lose track of time and become fully absorbed in what we're doing. It's that feeling of being in the zone, where everything just clicks. When we experience flow, we feel a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction because we are fully present and engaged. This state of flow is not only enjoyable in the moment but also contributes to a long-term sense of well-being. It's an indicator that we are doing something that resonates with us and brings us joy. Another powerful aspect of pursuing passions is the opportunity for personal growth and development. Hobbies and interests often involve learning new skills or improving existing ones, which helps build our confidence and sense of capability. Whether we're learning to play a new instrument, mastering a new recipe, or developing our photography skills, these activities provide us with tangible progress and a sense of achievement. Personal growth, no matter how small, contributes to our overall happiness by boosting our sense of self-worth and competence. Pursuing hobbies can also improve our social connections. Many hobbies involve communities or groups where people with similar interests come together to share their passion. Whether it's a book club, a dance class, or a knitting circle, these communities foster connection and friendship. Shared interests create bonds that transcend the surface level, allowing us to form deeper relationships with others. The social aspect of hobbies can bring joy, support, and a sense of belonging into our lives, all of which are essential ingredients for happiness. Passions and hobbies also allow us to practice mindfulness. Whether we're painting, cooking, or cycling, these activities give us an opportunity to be fully present in the moment, focusing on the task at hand and shutting out distractions. This mindfulness fosters a sense of peace and calm, helping us to center ourselves and manage stress. It's a form of active relaxation that nurtures our mental health and enhances our ability to enjoy life. Finally, engaging in hobbies gives us something to look forward to. In the midst of our busy schedules, having an activity that we're passionate about provides us with a sense of anticipation and excitement. This can be especially important when we're feeling overwhelmed or down, as it offers us a positive outlet and a reason to take a break from our regular routine. The joy of having something to look forward to, whether it's a weekend photography excursion or a weekly crafting session, adds a layer of happiness and excitement to our lives. Incorporating passions and hobbies into our lives doesn't have to be complicated. It's about taking the time to explore what brings us joy and finding ways to make room for it, even in the smallest way. By doing so, we nourish our creativity, reduce stress, foster personal growth, and create connections with others. Passions are not just activities, they are opportunities to cultivate happiness and fulfillment in our everyday lives. Whether it's something you've always loved or something new you've yet to try, pursuing your passions can be one of the most rewarding ways to bring more joy and meaning into your life. Let's talk about the significance of practicing gratitude and how it can transform our happiness. Gratitude is often thought of as simply saying, "thank you," when something good happens, but it goes much deeper than that. It's a mindset, a way of approaching life that focuses on appreciating the positive aspects, no matter how small they may seem. When we make gratitude a daily practice, we begin to shift our perspective and rewire our brains to notice and savor the good in our lives, which can dramatically enhance our sense of well-being and happiness. One of the most profound effects of practicing gratitude is that it helps us cultivate a more positive mindset. When we focus on what we have instead of what we lack, we begin to feel more content and fulfilled. It's easy to get caught up in the cycle of wanting more success, more possessions, more achievements, but this constant striving can lead to feelings of dissatisfaction and stress. Gratitude interrupts this cycle by helping us focus on the present moment and the things that are already going well in our lives. By regularly acknowledging our blessings, we start to shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. Research has shown that practicing gratitude can improve mental health by reducing feelings of depression and anxiety. When we express gratitude, whether it's by keeping a gratitude journal, saying thank you to someone, or simply taking a moment to reflect on the positive aspects of our day, we activate the brain's reward centers, releasing feel-good chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. This boosts our mood and promotes emotional well-being. Additionally, the more we focus on gratitude, the more we train our brains to notice the positive, which creates a cycle of positivity that feeds into itself. Gratitude also helps us build stronger relationships. When we express appreciation for the people in our lives, whether it's a partner, friend, family member, or colleague, we strengthen our connections with them. Gratitude makes others feel valued and seen, and it fosters an environment of kindness and generosity. This not only improves our relationships but also enhances our own happiness, as supportive and meaningful connections are key to emotional fulfillment. When we feel grateful for the people in our lives, we are more likely to be kind and compassionate toward them, creating a positive feedback loop of goodwill. Another powerful benefit of gratitude is its ability to help us cope with adversity. Life is full of challenges, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed or discouraged when things aren't going well. However, practicing gratitude allows us to maintain perspective during difficult times. By acknowledging the good in our lives, even during hardship, we remind ourselves that there are still things worth appreciating. Gratitude doesn't erase pain or difficulty, but it helps us find moments of light even in the darkest times. It can provide a sense of hope and resilience, reminding us that we can endure and find meaning, even in adversity. One way to deepen our practice of gratitude is to make it a daily habit. This can be as simple as starting or ending each day by listing a few things you're thankful for, writing them in a journal, or even saying them out loud to someone. The key is consistency. When we make gratitude a regular practice, it becomes ingrained in our way of thinking, and over time, we become more attuned to the blessings in our lives. This shift in perspective can have a lasting impact on our overall happiness and outlook on life. Gratitude can also help us improve our self-esteem. When we regularly acknowledge our strengths and accomplishments, we begin to appreciate our own value and worth. Instead of focusing on what we don't have or haven't achieved yet, gratitude encourages us to recognize and celebrate the progress we've made. This fosters a positive self-image and increases our confidence, which in turn contributes to greater happiness. Practicing gratitude can help us realize that we are enough just as we are, and that we deserve happiness and success. Furthermore, gratitude can have a positive impact on our physical health. Studies have shown that people who practice gratitude tend to sleep better, experience less pain, and have stronger immune systems. This is likely because gratitude helps reduce stress and promotes relaxation, leading to better overall health. When we focus on the positive aspects of life, our bodies respond by releasing fewer stress hormones and more healing hormones, which contribute to our physical well-being. Lastly, gratitude teaches us to slow down and appreciate the small moments. It's easy to overlook the little things in life when we're constantly rushing from one task to the next, but gratitude encourages us to pause and savor the simple pleasures. A warm cup of coffee in the morning, the sound of birds singing, the smile of a friend, these are all things that can bring us joy, but only if we take the time to notice them. Gratitude helps us become more mindful of the present moment, which enhances our ability to experience joy in the here and now. Incorporating gratitude into your life doesn't require major changes. It's about making a conscious effort to appreciate the positive aspects of your day, no matter how small. Whether it's through journaling, verbal expressions, or simply taking a moment to reflect, gratitude is a powerful tool for increasing happiness and well-being. By practicing gratitude regularly, we not only improve our own lives but also spread positivity to those around us. It's a simple yet transformative practice that can help us cultivate a more joyful, fulfilling life. Let's explore the importance of setting goals and how they contribute to happiness. Goals are more than just milestones we aim to reach. They are the compass that guides our lives, providing direction, purpose, and motivation. Whether they are big aspirations or small, day-to-day objectives, setting goals helps us stay focused and gives us something to strive for. However, the process of setting and working toward goals can also bring immense happiness, not just in the achievement itself but in the journey. The act of setting goals allows us to clarify what we truly want in life. Without goals, it's easy to drift through life, reacting to circumstances rather than taking proactive steps toward what matters most. Goals give us the opportunity to define our priorities, making it clear what we value and what we want to achieve. This sense of purpose is crucial to our happiness, as it ensures that we are working toward things that resonate with our core desires. When we know what we're striving for, we are more likely to feel fulfilled, energized, and motivated. Having goals also brings a sense of accomplishment and progress. Every time we complete a task or take a step closer to our goals, it reinforces the feeling that we are moving forward in life. This sense of progress is essential to maintaining our happiness because it combats the feeling of stagnation. Even if the goals are small, achieving them gives us a sense of satisfaction and pride, boosting our self-esteem and motivation. This momentum keeps us moving forward, making us feel more capable and optimistic about the future. Furthermore, the process of setting and achieving goals promotes personal growth. As we work toward our goals, we face challenges and obstacles that require us to learn, adapt, and grow. Each challenge we overcome strengthens our problem-solving skills and resilience, making us better equipped to handle future difficulties. This personal development contributes to our overall happiness because it helps us become the best version of ourselves. The sense of growth and improvement fosters self-confidence, which is a key ingredient in feeling good about our lives. One of the greatest benefits of setting goals is that they help us create structure in our lives. In a world full of distractions and competing priorities, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and disorganized. Goals provide us with a clear roadmap, allowing us to break down our larger aspirations into manageable steps. This structure helps us stay focused, organized, and less stressed, which can reduce anxiety and increase our sense of control. Knowing that we have a plan in place gives us confidence and peace of mind, knowing that we are actively working toward what we want. Additionally, having goals encourages us to stay motivated, even during difficult times. Life is filled with ups and downs, and when we face setbacks, it can be hard to stay positive. But having clear goals reminds us why we are pushing through the tough moments. The pursuit of something meaningful gives us the strength to persevere, even when things get hard. Goals provide a source of motivation that fuels us to keep going, even when we feel exhausted or discouraged. The simple act of knowing that we're working toward something greater can lift our spirits and keep us moving forward. Setting goals also provides us with a sense of autonomy. In life, we all seek control over our own paths, and goal setting allows us to take charge of our future. When we set our own goals, we're taking responsibility for our lives and making decisions that align with our values and desires. This sense of control boosts our happiness because it reinforces our belief that we are in charge of our own destiny. It also allows us to celebrate our wins and learn from our failures, empowering us to grow and evolve as individuals. Another crucial aspect of goal setting is the role it plays in helping us manage time and priorities. Without goals, it's easy to waste time or get caught up in tasks that don't truly matter. However, when we set clear objectives, we're more intentional about how we use our time. We become better at prioritizing activities that bring us closer to our goals and saying no to distractions. This not only increases productivity but also helps us focus on what truly brings us happiness, whether that's personal growth, relationships, or achieving something meaningful. It's important to remember that goals don't always have to be about grand achievements or major life changes. Small, everyday goals, like getting more sleep, practicing mindfulness, or taking time to connect with loved ones, are just as important for our happiness. These small goals create a sense of accomplishment and balance, which in turn contributes to our overall well-being. It's the accumulation of these small successes that leads to lasting happiness. Lastly, one of the most rewarding aspects of goal setting is the ability to reflect on progress. When we look back at the goals we've set and see how far we've come, it reinforces a sense of pride and gratitude for the journey. It also allows us to celebrate our achievements and recognize our strengths. Reflection not only boosts our happiness in the moment but also helps us build confidence for the future. Knowing that we've accomplished what we set out to do reminds us that we are capable of great things. Incorporating goal setting into our lives can be a powerful tool for happiness. It provides us with direction, purpose, and motivation, while also offering opportunities for growth, accomplishment, and self-reflection. By setting goals, whether big or small, we create a sense of purpose that keeps us engaged and focused on what truly matters. The act of pursuing our dreams and aspirations, no matter the pace, enriches our lives and helps us find happiness in the journey. Now, let's discuss the significance of connecting with nature and how it positively impacts our happiness. In today's fast-paced, technology-driven world, it's easy to feel disconnected from the natural world. Many of us spend the majority of our time indoors, glued to screens, managing busy schedules, or living in urban environments where access to nature can feel limited. However, research shows that spending time in nature has a profound effect on our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Connecting with nature can be a powerful tool for enhancing happiness and overall life satisfaction. First and foremost, spending time outdoors allows us to step away from the stress and distractions of daily life. Nature provides an escape, a place where we can recharge and reset. Whether it's taking a walk in the park, hiking through the woods, or simply sitting by the beach, being in nature helps us disconnect from the constant noise of modern life. This break from technology and routine allows us to clear our minds, reduce anxiety, and regain a sense of inner peace. The natural world offers a sense of tranquility that is often hard to find in the hustle and bustle of daily life. One of the key benefits of connecting with nature is its ability to reduce stress. Numerous studies have shown that spending time in green spaces lowers levels of cortisol, the hormone associated with stress. Nature has a calming effect on the body and mind, helping us relax and feel more at ease. The sights, sounds, and even the smells of nature, such as the rustling of leaves, birds singing, or the scent of fresh flowers, activate the brain's relaxation centers, helping us feel more grounded and less overwhelmed. This reduction in stress is essential for our happiness, as chronic stress can lead to burnout, anxiety, and a variety of health problems. Nature also encourages mindfulness, which is the practice of being present and fully engaged in the current moment. When we immerse ourselves in the natural world, we become more aware of our surroundings and our senses. We notice the beauty of the environment, whether it's the changing colors of the leaves in the fall, the sound of waves crashing on the shore, or the feel of the sun on our skin. This mindfulness helps us focus on the present moment, rather than worrying about the past or future. It gives us the space to breathe, relax, and truly enjoy life. By practicing mindfulness in nature, we can reduce negative thought patterns and increase our sense of happiness and well-being. Spending time in nature also promotes physical health, which is closely linked to emotional well-being. Physical activity in natural settings, whether it's walking, cycling, or hiking, has been shown to improve mood, increase energy levels, and boost overall physical health. The combination of exercise and fresh air enhances our mood by releasing endorphins, the brain's natural, feel-good chemicals. Additionally, exposure to sunlight helps regulate our circadian rhythms, improving our sleep and contributing to better mental health. When we feel physically good, we are more likely to experience higher levels of happiness and satisfaction in our lives. Another powerful effect of nature is its ability to foster a sense of awe and wonder. When we experience the vastness of a mountain range, the beauty of a sunset, or the intricacy of a flower, we can't help but feel a sense of awe. This sense of wonder has been shown to increase feelings of gratitude, humility, and connection to the world around us. Awe can shift our perspective, helping us see the bigger picture and reminding us of the beauty and mystery of life. This feeling of awe can contribute to a deep sense of happiness and contentment, as we are reminded that there is more to life than our individual struggles and challenges. Nature also encourages social connection. Whether we're going on a hike with friends, having a picnic with family, or simply sitting in a park and chatting with a stranger, being in natural spaces fosters a sense of community. Shared experiences in nature can strengthen relationships and provide opportunities for bonding. These social connections are a crucial component of happiness, as positive relationships contribute to a sense of belonging, support, and joy. In addition to these benefits, nature can help us cultivate gratitude and a deeper appreciation for life. When we step outside and witness the beauty of the natural world, we are reminded of the simple pleasures that often go unnoticed. The sound of rain, the rustling of trees, the smell of fresh air, these are all things that we can be grateful for, and they can bring us joy in their own right. By connecting with nature, we can foster a sense of appreciation for the world around us and for the small, everyday moments that contribute to our happiness. Finally, nature provides an opportunity for personal reflection. In the quiet and peace of natural surroundings, we can take the time to reflect on our lives, our goals, and our emotions. This space for introspection allows us to process our thoughts and feelings in a calm and thoughtful way. It helps us gain clarity and perspective, leading to better decision-making and a greater sense of purpose. By spending time in nature, we give ourselves permission to slow down and reconnect with our inner selves, which is essential for cultivating happiness. Incorporating nature into our lives doesn't have to be complicated. Even if we live in an urban environment, there are often parks, gardens, or nature reserves nearby that we can visit. Taking a walk outside, even if it's just for a few minutes each day, can make a significant difference in our well-being. If possible, we can also take trips to more natural settings, such as mountains, forests, or beaches, to fully immerse ourselves in the healing power of nature. The key is to make time for nature and to recognize its potential to nurture our happiness. Connecting with nature is not just a luxury, it is a vital part of maintaining our overall well-being. Whether we're seeking relaxation, stress relief, or a sense of awe, nature has the power to enhance our happiness in profound ways. By making nature a regular part of our lives, we can experience its many benefits and find joy in the simple, yet powerful, moments it offers. Let's dive into the power of acts of kindness and how they can significantly increase our happiness. It's easy to overlook the impact that simple acts of kindness can have, both on others and on ourselves. Kindness is often associated with being generous, compassionate, or helpful to others, but it's more than just a one-time act, it's a way of being, a mindset that can transform our lives and the lives of those around us. Practicing kindness doesn't just make the world a better place, it has the potential to enhance our own happiness in profound and lasting ways. One of the key ways kindness boosts our happiness is by improving our emotional well-being. When we do something kind for another person, whether it's giving them a compliment, helping them with a task, or simply offering a smile, we activate positive emotions. These small, everyday acts create a sense of warmth and satisfaction within ourselves. Knowing that we've made someone else's day a little brighter gives us a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. This sense of connection and generosity contributes to positive feelings, which can improve our own happiness. Research shows that kindness has a direct impact on our mental health. Engaging in acts of kindness has been linked to lower levels of anxiety, depression, and stress. When we focus on the well-being of others, we take our attention away from our own problems and challenges. This shift in focus helps break the cycle of negative thoughts and promotes a sense of emotional balance. It also fosters a sense of social connection and belonging, which are critical components of happiness. Feeling like we're part of a supportive community increases our sense of security and reduces feelings of loneliness. Kindness also has physical health benefits, which in turn contribute to our overall well-being and happiness. Acts of kindness trigger the release of endorphins, the brain's natural, feel-good chemicals. These endorphins are associated with positive feelings and can help reduce physical pain and stress. Additionally, practicing kindness can lower blood pressure and reduce the risk of heart disease by promoting a more relaxed, calm state. The simple act of helping others or showing empathy toward them can improve our physical health and increase our energy, which ultimately makes us feel happier and more vibrant. Another important benefit of kindness is that it can create a ripple effect. When we do something kind for someone, they are often inspired to pass it on and perform their own acts of kindness. This creates a chain of goodwill that spreads through communities, fostering a positive environment. When kindness becomes contagious, it strengthens social bonds and helps create a more supportive, compassionate world. The more kindness we put into the world, the more it comes back to us, both directly and indirectly. This sense of interconnectedness can make us feel more valued and appreciated, which boosts our happiness. Kindness also plays a significant role in building stronger relationships. When we show kindness to others, we create trust and mutual respect, which are the foundations of meaningful connections. Whether it's a kind gesture to a friend, a family member, or a colleague, acts of kindness nurture relationships and deepen emotional bonds. When we feel close to others and know that we can rely on them, it increases our sense of security and joy. Moreover, being kind to others helps us feel good about ourselves, reinforcing our self-esteem and promoting positive self-image. This can enhance our happiness by giving us a sense of purpose and fulfillment in our interactions with others. Beyond improving our relationships with others, kindness also has a positive effect on how we see ourselves. When we act with kindness, we reinforce the belief that we are good, compassionate people. This boosts our sense of self-worth and increases feelings of pride and satisfaction. Kindness allows us to connect with our values and strengths, reminding us that we have the ability to make a positive impact in the world. As we continue to perform acts of kindness, we develop a deeper sense of empathy and compassion, which fosters a greater sense of happiness and contentment in our own lives. Acts of kindness can also help us cope with difficult situations. During times of stress, grief, or hardship, offering kindness to others can give us a sense of purpose and distraction. Helping someone else can take our minds off our own struggles and provide us with a sense of meaning. Whether it's volunteering, offering support to a friend, or simply doing something nice for a stranger, these acts of kindness can provide a sense of fulfillment and ease our emotional burdens. It reminds us that even in the midst of challenging times, we still have the power to make a positive difference in the lives of others. Kindness can also be a way to practice gratitude. When we express gratitude through kind gestures, we reinforce our appreciation for the people and the world around us. Gratitude and kindness go hand in hand. When we are grateful, we feel motivated to give back to others. This creates a positive cycle where we continuously contribute to the happiness and well-being of others while also reaping the rewards of emotional fulfillment. Incorporating kindness into our daily lives doesn't have to be difficult or time-consuming. Small acts, like holding the door open for someone, complimenting a colleague, or offering a listening ear to a friend, can have a significant impact on both the recipient and ourselves. The key is to make kindness a habit, to approach each day with the intention of making someone else's life better in some way. By choosing to be kind, we create a ripple effect of positivity that enhances not only our happiness but the happiness of those around us. Ultimately, kindness is a powerful tool for increasing happiness. Whether it's through improving our mental and physical health, strengthening our relationships, or creating a more compassionate world, kindness has the ability to transform lives. By making kindness a part of our daily routine, we not only improve the lives of others but also cultivate a deeper sense of fulfillment, joy, and contentment in our own lives. In a world that can sometimes feel divisive and stressful, kindness is a simple yet profound way to bring more happiness into our lives and the lives of others. Now, let's explore the role of gratitude in enhancing happiness and why it's such a powerful tool for improving our well-being. Gratitude is more than just a feel-good emotion, it's a mindset and practice that has the potential to transform our lives. When we cultivate a sense of gratitude, we focus on the positive aspects of our experiences rather than dwelling on what we lack or the challenges we face. This shift in perspective doesn't just improve our mood temporarily, it has lasting effects on our happiness and mental health. One of the key reasons gratitude contributes to happiness is that it encourages us to focus on what is good in our lives, no matter how small. In our busy and often stressful lives, it's easy to become fixated on problems, worries, and setbacks. We may overlook the everyday blessings that bring us joy, such as a kind word from a friend, a beautiful sunset, or a quiet moment of peace. Gratitude helps us notice these positive moments, making us more aware of the beauty and goodness in the world around us. When we take the time to recognize what we're grateful for, we are training our minds to seek out and appreciate the positive, which can lead to a more optimistic and joyful outlook on life. Research has shown that gratitude has a profound impact on our mental health. Studies suggest that individuals who practice gratitude regularly experience lower levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. This is because gratitude helps reduce the focus on negative emotions, allowing us to shift our mindset away from fear, frustration, and self-doubt. By acknowledging the things we're grateful for, we reframe our experiences and create a sense of balance and perspective. This shift reduces the grip of negative emotions, making it easier to navigate challenges and setbacks with a more resilient mindset. Gratitude also strengthens our relationships, which is an essential factor in overall happiness. When we express gratitude toward others, whether through words, actions, or small gestures, we foster deeper connections and a sense of mutual appreciation. Feeling appreciated is a powerful motivator in relationships, it reinforces a sense of belonging and strengthens emotional bonds. Whether we're expressing gratitude to a partner, a friend, a family member, or even a colleague, showing appreciation makes others feel valued and seen. In turn, this strengthens the relationship and creates a positive cycle of gratitude and connection that leads to greater happiness for both parties. Another benefit of gratitude is that it improves our overall well-being by increasing our sense of life satisfaction. When we make gratitude a daily habit, we begin to recognize that our lives are rich with meaning and purpose. This feeling of fulfillment is linked to higher levels of happiness because it reminds us that we have the power to appreciate what we already have, rather than constantly striving for more. In a world that often emphasizes success, achievement, and material wealth, gratitude helps us remember that the simplest moments, whether it's a shared laugh with a friend, a cozy evening at home, or the support of loved ones, can be the most meaningful. This sense of contentment helps us feel more grounded and less focused on external validation, leading to a deeper, more lasting happiness. Gratitude also encourages mindfulness, the practice of being present in the moment. When we take time to reflect on the things we're grateful for, we are engaging in a mindful exercise that brings us into the here and now. This focus on the present moment helps reduce rumination about the past or anxiety about the future, both of which can detract from happiness. Gratitude grounds us in the present, making it easier to savor life's experiences and find joy in the everyday moments that might otherwise go unnoticed. Furthermore, gratitude can enhance our physical health, which, in turn, positively impacts our emotional well-being. Studies have shown that individuals who practice gratitude experience better sleep, lower blood pressure, and a stronger immune system. The positive emotions associated with gratitude can trigger the release of endorphins and other feel-good hormones, which contribute to an overall sense of well-being. When we take care of our physical health, whether through better sleep, improved stress management, or healthier habits, we set the foundation for a happier, more balanced life. One of the most powerful aspects of gratitude is its ability to shift our focus from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. A scarcity mindset revolves around the belief that there's never enough, whether it's love, money, time, or opportunities. This mindset can lead to feelings of dissatisfaction and stress. In contrast, an abundance mindset is rooted in the belief that there is always something to be grateful for, no matter our circumstances. By focusing on what we already have rather than what we lack, we open ourselves up to a sense of abundance and possibility. This shift in mindset fosters feelings of contentment, generosity, and joy, which can increase our happiness over time. Incorporating gratitude into our daily routine doesn't have to be difficult. It can be as simple as taking a moment each day to reflect on 3 things we're grateful for, journaling about our positive experiences, or expressing appreciation to others. The more consistently we practice gratitude, the more natural it becomes, and the greater its impact on our happiness. Gratitude is a habit that can be cultivated with intentionality and mindfulness, and the more we practice it, the more our brains will wire themselves to seek out and appreciate the positive aspects of life. Ultimately, gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for enhancing happiness. By focusing on the good in our lives, shifting our mindset, and strengthening our relationships, we can increase our overall sense of well-being and fulfillment. Gratitude helps us embrace life's beauty, find contentment in the present moment, and develop a deeper sense of appreciation for the world around us. By making gratitude a part of our daily routine, we can experience more joy, peace, and happiness in our lives, no matter the challenges we face. Let's discuss the impact of living with purpose and how it can deeply influence our happiness. Finding a sense of purpose in life is one of the most significant contributors to long-term happiness and fulfillment. When we feel that our actions and choices are aligned with a deeper sense of meaning, it not only provides us with a direction in life but also fuels our motivation, satisfaction, and overall well-being. Living with purpose helps us feel connected to something greater than ourselves, which can bring a profound sense of inner peace and joy. Purpose is often associated with setting meaningful goals, but it's not just about achieving those goals, it's about the journey and the deeper meaning behind our actions. Whether it's pursuing a career that aligns with our passions, engaging in activities that contribute to the well-being of others, or nurturing relationships that bring us a sense of connection, living with purpose helps us feel that our lives matter. It provides a framework for making decisions, prioritizing what's truly important, and staying resilient in the face of challenges. Research has shown that individuals who live with purpose tend to experience greater happiness, better mental health, and a stronger sense of life satisfaction. Purposeful living helps us to stay grounded and focused, reducing feelings of aimlessness or confusion. It gives us something to strive toward, making even the smallest daily tasks feel more meaningful. When we approach life with intention, we are more likely to feel fulfilled and content with the direction we're heading, regardless of the obstacles that may arise along the way. Moreover, living with purpose encourages a growth mindset. When we see our lives as purposeful, we are more likely to embrace challenges, view failures as learning opportunities, and persevere in the face of adversity. A sense of purpose helps us understand that life isn't about avoiding difficulties but rather growing through them. This perspective not only contributes to our personal development but also boosts our happiness by fostering resilience and a positive outlook on life. Living with purpose also nurtures a sense of gratitude. When we are clear on what matters most to us, it becomes easier to appreciate the opportunities we have to pursue those things. Purpose creates a sense of fulfillment that goes beyond material possessions or external achievements, reminding us that true happiness comes from within and from aligning our lives with our deepest values. Ultimately, the pursuit of purpose is a key ingredient in cultivating lasting happiness. By reflecting on our values, passions, and the impact we want to make in the world, we can begin to live more intentionally. Purpose gives our lives direction and meaning, making us feel more connected to ourselves and the world around us. Whether it's through career, relationships, or personal growth, living with purpose enhances our well-being and enriches our experience of happiness. In conclusion, the pursuit of happiness is not a one-size-fits-all journey. It's a deeply personal and evolving experience shaped by the choices we make in our everyday lives. From embracing gratitude and kindness to finding purpose and meaning, Each of these elements plays a vital role in enhancing our sense of well-being. Happiness is not something we can simply wait for or hope to stumble upon. It's a mindset, a practice, and a way of engaging with the world. By making small, intentional changes to how we approach life, we can create lasting joy and fulfillment. Whether it's through meaningful relationships, acts of kindness, or reflecting on our blessings, we have the power to cultivate a life that brings us both happiness and peace. It's in the everyday moments that we truly discover the richness of life and the happiness that comes with embracing them fully.